So I edit my videos in Premiere Pro, but I color grade them in DaVinci Resolve. This has been my workflow for the last few years for my own projects, but also for client work. I don't use XMLs anymore to send the footage over to DaVinci, but I have a better solution. So in this video I'm going to explain what my workflow is to get my footage from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve and back to Premiere. To start, you have to make sure that your edit is really locked. You have a picture lock. So let's open up Premiere Pro. I opened an old YouTube video from Vincent Color Film. So what I always do is duplicate the edit that's locked and then name it PL, picture lock. Remove all the audio, remove the captions. And then what I like to do is clean up the sequence. I do this mainly when I'm working for clients, because you're also working with other people and you want to make sure that you don't leave a mess behind. Then remove all the overlays, select all, right click, remove attributes. And then I make sure that I always remove the Lumetri color, and in this case I'm going to remove the crop too. Click on OK. So now you have the picture lock edit without effects, overlays and colors. So let's go to sequence settings. And as you see, the frame size is 4K, so 60 by 9 and 25 frames per second. That's also how I shot the footage. To make sure that there are no weird effects or cuts, we always use the QuickTime ProRes method. If the color grader wants the XML file, then we can send it, but he needs all the raw footage, and that's just way too much. So in this case, I can just export it as it is in 4K, send it to DaVinci Resolve, to the color grading, export it again, send it back to Premiere, and then basically just paste the whole thing in on top of the footage. And so next step is export. Make sure that your in and out points are set correctly. Go here to File, Export, Media. Then for format, make sure it's QuickTime. And you have Apple ProRes 422 and Apple ProRes 4444. To be honest, I don't really see the difference between these two. Most of the time when I'm working for a client, I do use ProRes 4444 just to be sure that you have the highest quality possible. But if I do something for myself, I do 422 because it's just a smaller size and I don't really see the difference. Make sure that your frame size is the same as your sequence setting. That needs to be 16, and that's it. Pick your location and export. Okay, let's go to project settings over here. Make sure that it is on the same timeline frame rate as your footage. Change it to 4K. Color management. I usually change my timeline color space to DaVinci YG Intermediate and color space to Rec 709A. Otherwise you should choose Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. Then the next step is to go to timeline, detect scene cuts. So as you see, it made all the cuts, which is going to save you a lot of time. But just make sure that it didn't miss any cuts, because sometimes when you have a really fast-paced part, it can miss a few steps. So just double check it. So when you are done with your color grade, go over here to export. Then I go over here to ProRes. So format is QuickTime, codec is Apple ProRes, and the type is Apple ProRes 422 or 4444. That's up to you. Name it however you want to name it. I usually type in the name of the project and then add from grade. Select where you want to save it, add to render queue, and then click on render all. We have the final color grade, and in this case I'm gonna go back to the main film, so not the picture lock sequence, and I'm gonna duplicate it and call it online. Then bring in your final color grade and place it on top of your footage. Make sure you place it under your overlays, and here you have the final color grade. And then from here we can make the export, Command M, and then export an MP4 to put it on YouTube. So this is my preferred workflow when I'm doing the color grade for my own projects, but also when I'm working with clients. So I really hope this helped, and let me know if you are going to use this method.